I think a lot of people actually are rightfully upset about this, and I want to get my word out there. I want to let people know that what's been going on recently with the whole situation between Stop Killing Games and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm sorry if like I actually spread any misinformation on this. Like I'm trying to I'm having this with doing this with very good intents, and a lot of people actually say for instance like the pirate software person on his channel. From what I've heard from other people, he made a horrible review on his idea on like Stop Killing Games, and supposedly that kind of killed the entire vibe for it. But I've seen other people like Mutahar, Jacksepticeye, and a lot of other people talking about this, and I just want to get my word on it as like how I see it and how I understand it as like an actual like thing for you guys to understand. I want this in your head to remember what it feels like when you want something important to you to like live down the road as something playable from the start screen to the credits. Now, obviously, so looking at the website here for like Stop Killing Games, uh, basically, it's it's been very positive so far. So like honestly, they're like 72%, 75% actually. As I checked this, they're like 75% done with well I wouldn't I shouldn't say done, but like they're at the finish line with um this initiative. And Ross, who is a very talented guy, very open minded when it comes to this stuff, is that he has very good intents on what he's doing with the the initiative, where basically a game like it's like at the time when a game developer stops supporting the game, all they which by the way it's just unrealistic for like to developers to be expected to support something forever. That's not what they're looking for. They just want like the game to be playable to some degree, or playable at all from like the start screen to the credits, or maybe whatever they whatever makes the game work offline, if or playable. And basically what I'm seeing is that all it takes is there's no downside to it. It uh it it basically just means that like you sign a petition, and if you live in EU like Europe, if you live in United Kingdom or something, you could sign a petition there, and there's no downside to this. It either goes through or it doesn't. And I actually would sign this. However, I live in the U.S., so I have no skin in the game, unfortunately. But I do still support idea, the ideology, the passion, whatever you name it. But because U.S. laws are a lot different than EU and whatever, they were trying to see on the EU side if they could push this as like, hey, this is messed up. We should. Can there be a law against this where you have to provide some way of making the game playable and not just have it lost media, to where people can play the games that they want alive rather than just being like something you rent. Because keep in mind, like with Blu-ray movies and discs, like on DVDs, it's a whole lot easier. Like it's a lot different than like games because you own a license to it, but you own a license to play that movie. You don't own the rights to it. Obviously, I think what Ubisoft, for example, is like gone after, like when it comes to like is going with their legalese to get their way through this case, it's pretty sad. But it's not the same as games. Obviously, I'm just using this as an example, and honestly, I feel like the legalese that they're keeping themselves going for, like with the Crew, for example, where they not only took off the servers, they took away the downloads and basically just like effectively removed every license, it seems. and it basically just made to where you didn't own that game, and it just makes no sense. It really doesn't. I see that why people would be rightfully upset about this, and because if let's say for example, I'm gonna just show you an example. Here it is. So when I played this game on my channel for the first time, I didn't actually fully register that there was a internet required option. Well, as far as on the box, this is because this game that I played doesn't even have a single player. Even if you just want to play like the single player to a COD, which you know what, I actually loved single player Call of Duty back in the day. But that's just the point. Like you'll never, once the servers go offline, this game will basically just be unplayable. But like because it's an internet acquired, and even if the local multiplayer was offline, you effectively don't have access to that game when the servers go offline, even if you just want to play the single player. But that's just the basis of it. Obviously, I am not really a big fan of these online required things because unless again, of course, if the fans want to preserve the game and they keep it alive, or if the developer gets involved where they patch the game so it lets you play the game that you wanted offline, which is a kind of an easier concept than just the fans getting involved. But if the developer doesn't get involved, what do you expect? I even made like a recent title on my channel a few times. I've advertised it on my channel before. You guys seen it? It's actually a Skyrunners Brawl City, and thankfully, unlike most of what the developers would do, I actually made to where if you play the game online and you have to, luckily I made it to where the online servers at the time when that ends will still have an online mode even after the official servers are dead. And how you can tell from that? Well, let me actually pull up a little screenshot. See this right here. So I made like two options for like my game, and where you can actually check out. It's the official servers, where all the action comes into play, and then the custom server, which basically tells you, hey, down the road, when the time comes, and it will, the official servers are going to be yanked off life support, and the only way you're going to be able to play this again is if you go through custom servers with some limited functionality, but the game still lets you play it online long after they're gone. And I would understand why, like after this happens, like as if I like reopen or refresh this page, it goes from it basically went up another 1,000. It's really nice. I just want to like let you guys know that if you want to actually make sure that, well, yeah, I wouldn't say make sure, but like if you want to like let people know that you love preserving games, sign the petition. I'll probably leave a link down in the description for you guys to check out. Um, for the EU. I don't UK. I might not really because it seems like a little harder to get that one in perspective. But I could probably copy some links, maybe send it to you, and yeah, I appreciate you guys listening into this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, peace out, guys. Don't forget the like button. Bye.